This is my best friend. I can't film a video and have this on. My husband bought that, by the way, and it's been a lifesaver. Without it, I could not sleep at night at all. It's really hot. Or it's actually not that hot, it's just I'm pregnant and everything feels 10 times hotter than it does because that's just how pregnancy works, I guess. But anyway, welcome back guys to a new video, which is, I wouldn't say that important, but I thought it would be fun to tell this story. And for those of you who will notice, yes, I'm not wearing my wedding ring, it's right here. Because my fingers are so swollen, I could barely take it off last night. And that's an issue I will take up with my doctor because the amount of swelling I have in my fingers is really painful. So yeah, I never really thought I was gonna do like a gender reveal type of deal, but since there is a funny story behind it, I thought I'd share the gender and also tell the story. Before I get into all of this story, I just want to say that me and my husband didn't have a gender preference. We both were going to be happy about either gender. We don't have a preference, and I know that the whole topic around gender is very sensitive. When the kid grows up, they can choose what they want to be. That's all up to them. But for now, it's boy or girl. Yeah. Like the title already gave away. This entire time we thought that we were having a different gender baby than what we actually are having. So I think this happens quite often. For those of you who follow me on Instagram already know the gender of the baby, that we're having a boy. A lot of our like close friends and family knew the whole story also previously, so we shared the wrong gender at the start, and then when we just now found out that we're not actually having a girl but we're having a boy, we had to surprise our family members once again. I found it funny and fun. But for those of you who are just tuning in, don't follow me on Instagram and all that jazz, yeah, we're having a boy, but this entire time up until like I think a week ago we thought we were having a girl. Like way back when I was 20 weeks, we had the scan where you could also tell the gender. Like me and my husband both attended that scan. What else do you do really in pregnancy? Visualize the baby and you like talking to it, and like it would have helped me visualize who this little person is, and I could start thinking of names. So that's why we wanted to know the gender prior. Some people say that you should wait until birth to know the gender because then you don't have like expectations and stuff like that. Like to each its own. It's my first pregnancy, I really wanted to know. Yeah, at the scan we asked what the gender of the baby is, and the doctor, she wasn't like, you're having a girl or you're having a boy. She was like, well, nothing appears to look like a boy. She wasn't sure. And there's nobody to blame in this situation because the doctor, she just told us what she could see, and she's like, well, nothing appears to look like a boy, but like things can always be hiding, and that's what she told us. She's like, well, if it looks like a girl, there's always a chance that it's actually a boy, but he's just hiding his manly bits. but if you see that it's a boy, it's like 99% that it's a boy, because if the pee-pee's there, it's not gonna go back in or whatever, you know. So if there's a pee-pee, it's a boy, definitely. But at that scan, she's like, nothing appears to look like a boy, so it's probably a girl. After that scan, me and my husband, we went to a place not far from the clinic, and we were just like eating and talking. I was just not sure about the whole thing at all. It didn't feel like I found out the gender. It wasn't like, oh, we're having a girl. I was like, well, I still don't know. I still felt like I don't know. But my husband sort of convinced me. He was like, hey, if there wasn't a pee-pee, it's probably a girl. I was like, okay, I guess it's a girl. And I mean, I was happy about it. And then we like decided to tell like our close friends and family. So this entire time, this window between 20 weeks and 33 weeks, which is massive, by the way, that it's like 13 weeks. How much is that in months? I have lost like understanding of how much is this amount of weeks and that amount of weeks, but it's a gap. I didn't have a single scan. I don't know why. My gynecologist, she's just like, she doesn't see the need to check the baby more than they should. She's like, yeah, if there would be something wrong, we would be checking the baby more often in the like sonogram, but if everything's fine, you don't need more than 3 scans throughout your entire pregnancy. And I mean, sure, yeah, but I was like curious just to check. I really love seeing the baby. It's like you see the baby, it's like this whole thing and it's nice. But yeah, she didn't see the need to do that just for fun. Every time when I visited my OB, I would ask her like, are we gonna check a scan? She's like, nah. So I would be a bit disappointed because I loved seeing the scans, and I just also kind of subconsciously wanted to check like, is it still a girl? I was doubting this whole entire time, but still I warmed up to the idea that I'm having a girl. We decided on a name and we didn't get any girly stuff. Like we are pretty neutral type of people. Like I'm the boring beige mom, what they call it on the internet. We did have lovely friends that gave us their like old baby clothes that their baby doesn't wear anymore, and all of them were like girl clothes. Some are like still pretty neutral, but some were like dresses and stuff. And not that the baby cares what you dress them in, you know, like if I had a baby boy and I put him in a dress, like big deal. Now it just feels like, nah, this baby needs his own clothes. But on with the story. So yeah, this huge gap of time passes by, and finally the last time that I visited my gyno, I don't know what you call it, OBGYN, gynecologist, that. I visited her and I asked for the scan again, and she was like, oh no, next time. And I'm like, oh, you said next time last time. She's like, okay, fine, let's do it this time. And I was alone. I wasn't with my husband. My husband was on a boating trip with his colleagues. So we were doing the scan. She's like showing me like how the baby is developing and that everything is like spot on. He's like developing at a good rate, and he the size that he needs to be at this stage, and everything's great. And I mean, that is the only thing that truly matters. Like gender, whatever, like the thing that really matters to me is that the baby is healthy. And I'm gonna start crying. I get so teary-eyed so easily, bro. Yeah, I'm just really happy that the baby is healthy. That's all that matters, really, truly. Anyway, she was like checking the baby and she asked me, so you know the gender, right? And I'm like, well, I think it's a girl. And she's like, did I tell you it's a girl? And I was like, well, the last time you checked, you said nothing appears to look like a boy. And she was like, well, this time it does appear. And I'm like, sorry, what? I was so caught off guard. She was like, yeah, no, it's a boy. And she was just showing me on the like screen, this ding dong, like this just undeniable pee-pee. And I'm like, bro, this was there the entire time. I was growing a set of balls this entire time and I had no idea. I mean, it's funny to me, and it's like pregnancy never got boring for me. So I was shocked. After that, I was going through a roller coaster of emotions. I wasn't disappointed at all. I was just like shocked. If I would have a preference for how this would have went down, I would have wanted to know that I'm having a baby boy at the very start and I'd have to go through this confusion, you know? Then I sort of felt really guilty for some reason that, oh, this poor little guy, this entire time I was calling him a girl and calling him a name that is not gonna be his name. Not that it really matters as much. Like the only thing that matters is one, that the baby's healthy, and two, that the baby's receiving as much love as possible, no matter the gender. Me and my husband really love this baby and we can't wait to meet him. But it was just so funny that this actually happened. I remember going out of the clinic and just texting my husband. I'm like, I have news. And my poor husband thought that something bad had happened. But I was like just checking if he's even gonna reply, because I know he's on a boating trip and I didn't want to like disturb him. But I was like, this is too big of a news. I need to tell him that we're not having a girl, we're having a boy. But he was so happy, and I caught on to his happiness because I was like, oh, what if he's disappointed and stuff? But no, he's so happy that we're having a son, and we are equally as excited as if we were to have a girl. So either one doesn't matter, but the whole experience is just a roller coaster. And we also we struggled to find a name for the little guy, but then we did find a name and we really like it. So, and I'm gonna share it after the baby's born. Not gonna share it yet, but like for some people this would have been a huge tragedy, maybe. I don't know, but for us it definitely doesn't matter. But it's just funny that this happened, and it was also fun announcing the gender to our family again. The reactions were priceless. I remember my godmother, she thought that I was having a boy from the very start. And when I said, nope, we're having a girl, she was like, yeah, I don't know about that. And when I told her the the new news that we're actually having a boy. She's like, I told you! I'm never wrong about these things. She was actually right this entire time. I mean, I'm so happy to be having a boy. Doesn't matter which one. Like I've said a million times in this video. Just really happy that the baby's healthy. If you have had this experience or you know anybody who has had this experience, don't be shy to share. I'd love to hear the story. Thank you for sticking around. Please don't leave no negative comments because I know this is a very touchy and weird subject. Only positive vibes here, please. Yeah, in general, I just hope you're having a lovely day. If you did like this video, please leave me a like, subscribe, and I'll see you very soon in one of my next videos. Bye!